What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy. Hit the keys. Here today to do a quick demonstration over Freezr by Audiomodern. Make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. But with no further delay, let's get right into Freezr, baby. Whoosh. Hit the key. All right, guys, so Freezr is a really solid stutter effect. It is available on desktop or iOS. The desktop version is $20 and the iOS version is $10. But for the month of November, if you purchase anything on the Audiomodern site, you can get Freezr for free. Let's go ahead and hop into FL Studio and check this thing out. So as we see here, Freezr is similar to most other Audiomodern plugins as far as you have your sequencer right here, and it's really easy to just draw in your steps, so on and so forth. It is also split up here, as you can see, from left to right, but you can make it mono. You have all kinds of different randomized functions. You have a gate function. You can smooth out the stutter effect. You can basically dial in how much dryness and wetness that you want it to have. We'll go through all this here in just one moment. I made a little demo beat as always, and I used Freezr all over the beat. So I have automated all over it. So at the intro, here on the chorus, and then also here on the drums in the beginning of the verse. So I'm gonna let it play to about right here. And you're just gonna hear the stutter effect all over, and then we'll go ahead and go into the plugin more in depth. It's not all the way mixed down as always, but let's go. All right, guys, so that's the little demo beat that I put together for you guys today. If you watched my review on Falcon 3, you might have already heard this beat, but I've had this Freezr plugin for a couple of weeks. I actually made this beat for this demonstration, but I use it in the Falcon demonstration because I used all Falcon sounds. As we look over here at Freezr, it's pretty solid. As you can see up here, you can sync the BPM. Right here, they have a bunch of presets to get you started. You can even heart your favorite presets if you want to. They've got a backwards and a forward button, so you can go back, you can go forward. Right here in the middle is a nice randomization knob. So if you click this, boom, you're gonna see it's going to randomize the steps and everything for you. Right below that, you can change the complexity of the randomization. So I can turn it up and make it more complex. So boom, you see that. So then to the left of that, we have gate over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and push play, and then I'm gonna turn it down so you can hear what it sounds like. So you can hear, the more you turn it up, the more of the actual sound comes through. Then underneath that, you have a smooth button, so it'll smooth out the stutter effect for you. I like it down here. I feel like it sounds better down here, but you can do what you like. Then as we come back over here to this middle knob, you have different ways to randomize. So this step right here basically is just gonna randomize everything from scratch. So boom, once you hit that, it's going to randomize everything from scratch. If you click on this one right here, this one is just gonna kind of remix this. So it's going to give you a similar randomization to what you already have on the screen. So you see here, it's basically just kind of messing with what you already have here, which is pretty solid. Right here, if you hold this button down right here, this is just a temporary randomization. So it only randomizes it for when you hold down the button. So when you let it goes back to its normal state. That's pretty solid for if you're using this in like performance mode, like let's say you're DJing a set, or like if you're playing something live, or if you're in a beat battle or something like that, you can just throw this on real quick and it'll randomize it for you. So that's pretty solid. Next to this just clears everything off. So boom, as you see, it'll just get rid of everything there for you. Let's go ahead and throw one of these back up here. We have a filter over here, and we have resonance controls too as well. You have 3 different filter types. So we'll turn that on so you guys can hear that. So that's solid. Next to that, we have resonance. So just some nice options in order to get a different sound with what you're doing. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off here for just a moment. So over here, we have the time divisions in which it'll go. So you can see here, you can change it into, an eighth, you can change it into a 16th, a 32, all that stuff. And that's gonna control how fast the step sequencer goes. So that's pretty solid. We're gonna go ahead and put it back on 8. We also have right here how many steps the sequencer has. So you can basically sequence this thing out up to 64 steps, which is solid. So you can definitely make some complex sequences with this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back on 8 though for the demonstration. And then right here we have mono and stereo. So it's been in stereo the whole time. The difference is with stereo, you can basically set up the stutter from left and right. And then with mono, it just makes the stutter go, in mono. So it's gonna play the same stutter on the left and the right. And then when you split them up, you'll see that it's going to just basically split them up and give some on the left and some on the right. So this right here, this line left and right, basically anytime that you click in something when it's in stereo mode, it's going to make the same thing happen on the left and the right. So see how I click in something here, it's going to control it here on the left and the right. Also, there's this nice control over here, and this right here basically decides how when you randomize it, how many stutters it's going to be. So the more that you raise this up, when you start randomizing it, see it's going to start giving you 13 different chops and stuff like that in here. And then obviously the lower that you make this right here, it's going to, when you randomize it, make everything fall beneath this line right here. A nice little feature here as well. And then next to the line, you have forward, back, and then you have forward, back. So when you go forward, it's basically going to make everything move like this. When you go back, it's going to make everything move like this. And then when you go forward, back, it's going to make it go like this and then back. That's a good way for you to be able to randomize your stutter without having to change the stutter every time. So that's nice right there as well. We'll go ahead and leave it on forward for now. And then next to that, we have shift. So you can just basically shift your, your stutters over. and then you can ship them back. Right here, you can lock whatever you want. So I can click on this and I can click on this. And now if I hit randomize, it's going to lock these sounds in, but it's going to randomize everything else for me, which is pretty solid. And then right here, this will clear the locks off for me. Now right here is where we get to the money. This right here is infinite. And so basically what this does is that every time, if I click this on, every time that it goes through a sequence, it's going to randomize the sequence for me. So it will always make the stutter different. So let's go ahead, and what you can do too with this is you can select how many times you want it to go around before it randomizes. We're just going to put it on 1 so that it randomizes every time though. So you can see there, that's pretty solid. It's different than any other kind of stutter plugin you're gonna find because of that reason, is that you can infinitely randomize the stutter, the sequencer, and that's just a solid effect. All right, so then down here at the bottom, you can save presets within a preset, if that makes sense. So like, let's say I hit randomize right here, and then I want to save this right here, and then I hit randomize again, I want to save that one, and then I hit randomize again, and I want to save that one. If I save that preset, all these are going to be saved down here, and then I can toggle back and forth in between all of the different presets that I had saved and set up. That's cool too as well. We're going to go ahead and hit randomize one more time though. Let's go ahead and bring these down because I don't want them to be up so much. All right, so I'm going to hit randomize again. Now I'm going to let this go, and I'm going to show you guys something cool too here. So right here, you can basically hold this down and it'll do a double stutter, 3 stutters, 4 stutters, 5 stutters. So this is something else that you can use like in performance mode if you were using it as like a standalone application. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So you hear how it's only playing 3 stutters and 2 stutters. Let's go ahead and turn this wet up a little bit so that it's making the effect go a little bit more. So obviously, as you guys can see, that's pretty solid. All right, guys, so now I'm gonna show you one of my favorite things to use this plugin on. So as we hop back over here in the plugin, we can throw it on some vocals and get some sick vocal stutters. So this is what the vocal sounded like by itself. I know you guys have heard it, but it sounds like this. Now what we can do is we can just throw the stutter on, and it's just basically going to make the vocal sound a little bit different. I like how it's panning them back and forth, obviously with the left and right stereo, but let's listen to what it sounds like in mono. And then what makes it solid too is if you have something going, like let's say you have a vocal chop going the whole entire beat, you can just throw this infinity on there and it's just gonna switch it up for you. So let's go ahead and let's take this down to this so it switches more often. And then we can turn the complexity up on this and make it sound even doper. So just very solid. Again, they got a bunch of different presets in here that you can use, stuff for synths, stuff for drums, just all kinds of different stuff in here. Just super solid. I'm gonna show you guys another thing that I like to use it on. I like to use it on drum breaks. So with the drums right here, I have them pulled up. I like to put this on my drum bus. So as you see here, I have all the drums coming to this bus right here. So I like to do that so I can keep the original signal of the drums always going while putting this effect over the top of them. So now once I turn this on, I can get my drums to sound like this. So that's solid because it just adds some more texture. So things that you can do with this is that you can export this out and then put a filter on there and then use it as like a perk, which is something solid too. We'll go ahead and just hit randomize a couple more times just so we can hear what it sounds like. Boom, bam. So it just gives the drums a completely different bounce. We'll go ahead and throw it on just one more thing. So obviously you guys pretty much know that you can put it on hi-hats. So you can put it on hi-hats and get different rolls and stuff like that. I actually made another sample beat, but I'm not even gonna play that one. I'm just gonna use it on this one right here. So basically let me go ahead and come over here and mute the Freezr on this. And now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna mess with it on these hi-hats right here. And so with these hi-hats, let's go ahead and just hit turn up the complexity, hit randomize real quick. And now we can hear what this basic hi-hat pattern sounded like this before. Now, once we throw this on there, it's gonna give us hi-hat rolls and all that stuff. And what's solid, again, it's got that randomize feature. So since it has that randomize feature in there, it's basically going to, randomize the hi-hats all throughout the beat. So it's going to give you a different bounce the whole time. So this is what the hi-hats are going to sound like in the beat. So obviously I gotta do a little better job of mixing those hi-hats in there because for obvious reasons is the beat's not all the way mixed down. But again, you can turn up the wet too and you can get it to come through even more. So definitely a very, very solid plugin in my personal opinion. This is probably my new favorite stutter plugin because it's so easy to get unique stutters. It's so easy to draw your sequence in. It gives you so much that you can do. And that infinite feature that they have in all their plugins is just second to none because it just gives you a different bounce, a different groove every time that it hits. Again, it is $20 on the intro price for the desktop version, $10 for the mobile application. But if you purchase anything this month online at Audiomodern, you can get it for free. You guys know Audiomodern is one of the companies that I love. I've done a bunch of stuff with that company. I've got free expansion packs for Playbeat, for Chord Jam, all that stuff. So get on over there and check it out because again, this plugin is fire. Make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Some, hit the key.